Every morning, as the sun rises, two billion people across the planet reach for their first cup of coffee. In New York's bustling cafes, Tokyo's sleek coffee bars, Roman piazzas, and Parisian boulevards. This simple drink powers our modern world. But every cup, every sip, every morning ritual began right here, in the mystical highlands of Africa. This is not just a story about a drink. It's a tale of discovery and adventure, of empires and revolution, of tradition meeting innovation. This is the story of how Africa gave humanity its most cherished morning ritual and changed the way the world wakes up. Welcome to Colors of Africa, where we explore the wonders of our magnificent continent. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to join us on more amazing adventures. Every morning, 2 billion people begin their day with a ritual that started here, in the heart of Africa. But few know that their morning cup of coffee tells a story of adventure, empire, and revolution. A story that began over 1,000 years ago in the highlands of Ethiopia. According to legend, it all began with a young goat herder named Kaldi. In the 9th century, he noticed his goats dancing with unusual energy after eating berries from a certain bush. Intrigued, he tried the berries himself, discovering their energizing effects. But these weren't just any berries. They were coffee cherries, containing seeds that would eventually become one of the world's most traded commodities, second only to oil. Ethiopia remains the only place on Earth where coffee still grows wild in its natural habitat. These ancient coffee forests are a living museum of genetic diversity, home to thousands of varieties yet undiscovered. Coffee's first leap beyond Ethiopia came through Islamic mystics. By the 15th century, Sufi monks in Yemen were using coffee to stay awake during their nighttime devotions. They called it kahwa, the source of the word coffee. From Yemen, coffee spread throughout the Islamic world, reaching Mecca, Cairo, and Constantinople. The first coffee houses emerged, becoming centers of intellectual and political discourse, so much so that some rulers saw them as threats to their power. Europe discovered coffee in the 17th century, initially calling it the wine of Islam. When Pope Clement VIII was asked to ban this devil's drink, he instead blessed it, declaring it too delicious to be Satan's work. Colonial powers soon realized coffee's potential. The Dutch smuggled plants from Yemen to their colonies. A single plant, given as a gift to King Louis XIV of France, became the parent of millions of coffee trees in the Caribbean and Americas. In Ethiopia, coffee remains more than just a drink. It's a sacred social ritual. The traditional ceremony can take hours, involving incense, multiple brewings, and deep conversation. Today, countries like Ethiopia, Kenya, Rwanda, and Uganda produce some of the world's finest coffees. Each region imparts unique flavors. Ethiopia's floral yirgacheffe, Kenya's wine-like acidity, Rwanda's chocolate notes. But African coffee faces challenges. Climate change threatens traditional growing areas. Yet innovations in farming methods and fair trade practices are helping communities adapt and thrive. Coffee from East Africa's highlands is particularly prized for its complexity. The high altitude, rich soil, and perfect climate create beans with over 800 aromatic compounds, more than wine. The way coffee is processed affects its flavor. Ethiopia's natural sun-dried process creates fruit-forward flavors, while Kenya's double fermentation method produces bright, clean tastes. Africa's coffee industry is evolving. Young entrepreneurs are creating local brands, coffee tourism is growing, and new processing methods are being developed. Protecting wild coffee forests has become crucial. They're not just historical sites, but vital genetic banks that could help coffee survive in a warming world. From a curious goat herder to billions of morning cups, coffee's journey from Africa has shaped cultures, built empires, and created countless moments of connection. So tomorrow morning, when you lift your cup, remember, you're not just having coffee. You're participating in a ritual that began in the heart of Africa, 1,000 years ago.